Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character thriller by me, so let's get into it. Xiao. Xiao would be heartbroken to find out that you're actually a spy working for the fatui because he trusted you. Xiao trusted his own intuition, and also after spending so much time with you, he eventually came to terms with trusting you. And for you to build up all of that trust, just to break it again. For you to be that one person that Xiao wanted to be close with, only to betray him and stab him in the back. It hurt him more than anything else. It felt like you were taking his heart out, tearing it apart, and stomping on it. The pain was too much for him, and that's going for someone who felt like he was being tortured on a daily. So it was a lot. Charlie tried comforting him after he left, because Xiao couldn't go after you. He couldn't hurt you, because he couldn't just come and look at you. It was too much, and he would only threaten you and hurt you if you were to threaten the safety of Leah or Charlie. That is the only case where Xiao would actually try and hurt you. But right now, if that was not the case, he would simply give up and be more distant and depressed. Which is honestly a feat, because even Charlie couldn't think it would get worse. Scaramouche. After he ran away with the noses, the Teresa sent someone to spy on him, and their mission was to get the noses back to her. And, preferably if you could, you were asked to get him with you. It was a difficult mission, requiring a lot of tact and patience, but you were going to administer all of that just so you'd be successful. And eventually, you even got him to fall in love. Scaramouche found out too late to do anything. He found out when he woke up. The fatui and harbingers surrounding him, capturing him, while they looked at him, staring, expressionless. He didn't know what to do. He had been betrayed and abandoned more than once in his own life, and he did it again. It hurt him, willingly, because you never cared about him. You never even loved him in the first place. And he was nothing to you. Scaramouche didn't cry. He didn't yell. He only laughed at how pathetic he was, and how the world would never change, because he was never meant to be loved. Kazuha. Kazuha did not expect it. He's usually able to tell, but with you, it was like he was hypnotized. That's what love does to a person. It makes him blind. And Kazuha loved you so much. They didn't notice anything of what you did. He didn't notice the suspicious meetings, or the fatui mask, that you lied and just said you had it for a mission. The evidence was there. He just couldn't believe it. He fought off the fatui on his own, and he was able to get them off his back. But you, he never wanted to see you again. He couldn't look at you, because he felt betrayed and hurt and abandoned. You were selfish, and you were the most horrible human being that Kazuha has ever met. And along with that, you were the most beautiful one. The one that his heart had chose for him, whether he liked it or not. Albedo. Albedo was smart enough to realize it on his own. He loved you, but he learned to respect everyone, even himself. And eventually, he found out what you have been doing behind his back. He didn't hurt you. He didn't yell at you. He didn't do anything. He just sat there, watched you meet the fatui, and saw the way you talked to them. The way you were so familiar. The way you talked about Albedo behind his back. He was heartbroken. He really was. And when you came back home, he asked you to leave. He didn't explain that he saw you. He couldn't talk about it because it hurt him too much. But he told you that if you thought about it just a little bit, you would know exactly what was wrong. And you knew it. Just as Albedo knew that love was never meant for him, a homunculus. Someone who was not even human. In this world, it was impossible to lie to someone like Venti, because he knew from the very start. And yet, he got close to you, he befriended you, he kissed you, and loved you, regardless of your status, as a fatui spy. The fatui could do nothing to him unless you wanted them to. And as such, he loved you, hoping that someday it will fix things between you and that it will make you realize that you shouldn't be with them. It worked. His love and the safety it provided you was more than you could ever hope for. And eventually, you decided to come out to him as if to a spy, telling him in tears and apologizing, while Venti only laughed, smiling gently at you like the sun, with the kindness of a million stars in the galaxy. I already know, Ayan. I was waiting for you to tell me, you know? I'm so glad you did, though. I didn't want to have to do this myself. He hugged you, stroking your hair, and reassuring you that everything was going to be alright. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.